Hello, today we're going to actually talk about boxing and unboxing some of the pyramids that we carry here at Katie Wolfart. So one of the smaller pyramids that you might run into that we carry is Christian Ulbrich, and to unpack this one, it's got a tab on the front that you're actually going to pull open, lift it up, and on the inside you're going to see some paper. Go ahead and lift that out and set it aside, keeping that for later. A bag with your candles and the shaft to run it. Then looking down inside again, you'll notice that there's a cardboard top protecting it. Again, taking that out and setting it aside. Looking down in, see our propeller system that just lifts out and pop it off. And then you can go ahead and reach in, pull your pyramid out, set it down. The other types of pyramids you might run into is one of the ones that we manufacture. Same style as before, tab open on the top. Go ahead and lift it open. Unlike the other one, this one actually has a piece of styrofoam on the top, keeping that shaft actually protected. Go ahead and remove that, setting it aside, keeping it for later. Remove it from the two center tabs, pulling it up. And this one you actually have paper protecting the pyramid. So very carefully go ahead and remove that, making sure that you don't snag any of the pieces on the inside. And again, setting this aside for later because you're going to want to keep this. Once that's done, you can see that the pyramid is freed up inside, and then you notice that your propeller system is along the back with a piece of cardboard. Go ahead and lift that out, pulling it out, and you can see that the propeller system is locked in, and then we can go ahead and pull the pyramid out. Another style of pyramid you might run into, like the ones before, has a tab on the top. Go ahead and open it up. Unlike the ones previously, this one's actually really divided up, which is kind of nice. So when you go ahead and lift this up, inside there's a little cubby. Inside that will be your hub and propeller system. Then down inside the box is actually just two pieces of cardboard protecting the pyramid. Go ahead and lift those up, setting them aside and keeping them for later when you go ahead and pack up. And then you can go ahead and lift down inside and remove your pyramid. So one other style of pyramid you might run into, like the previous ones, has this tab opening on the top. Go ahead and pull that open, get the lid open. Looking down inside, this actually has a cardboard protector along the top. Going back down inside, on both sides you'll actually notice that you'll have your candle cups, and then on one side you'll also have your blade and hub system. Go ahead and remove those, setting them aside because we'll need them here in a second. And then down underneath that you'll have pieces of paper on either side that actually protect your pyramid. So go ahead and remove those. And last but not least, you'll actually have two pieces of cardboard that actually protect your pyramid. Removing those actually frees up the pyramid to be taken out of the box. So when you have all your pieces out of the box and ready to go, you're going to actually start with the bag. Inside the bag you'll have your candle and the shaft. Set the bag down and put it in the box, keep that for later. Go ahead and unwrap your candles, setting those inside the pyramid. Again, keeping the paper for later, you'll need it. Then when we actually go to assemble the pyramid system, or the hub system, excuse me, you're going to take the shaft, and the easiest way to do this is actually assemble it separately and just go ahead and push that down inside. Really easy to do. And then on top of the pyramid there will be a hole right in the center of it, and this one just slides down in, making sure that it lands on the glass bearing, and that's what enables it to spin. Then go ahead and make sure it spins freely in both directions and you're ready to go. This one's quite simple. All you have to do is actually lift up on the base and remove the two pieces of cardboard. And what those cardboard pieces do is actually get the needle point up off the piece of glass, which is your bearing, which enables it to spin. And these are very important for when you transport or go to pack it up at the end of the season, because these are actually what stop that bearing from getting scratched. Setting those aside, go ahead and grab your propeller system, lift up again, and just very gently twist on. It doesn't have to be tight, just enough to actually sit on there. Setting it down on that glass bearing, making sure it spins freely in both directions, and you're ready to go. So when you're all ready to actually set up this pyramid, what you're going to want to do is grab your blade and hub system. There's your hub and then the blades. And what you're going to want to do is actually grab it from the base and the base of the blade right here, and go ahead and put it in and twist it and try and get it at a 45-degree angle, and then work your way around. And then once you actually have the blade assembled, you can go ahead and go grab your pyramid, lift up the shaft to get it up off the bearing, and then just barely twist it on there. And it doesn't need to be much, it just needs to be tight so it freely spins in both directions. So when you're ready to start displaying your pyramid, first thing you want to do is actually lift up from the center. and go ahead and remove the piece of foam or cardboard, and again that protects your bearing from any damage during shipping or transport. Setting that aside in your box, go ahead and grab your candle cups, and on this pyramid, which is kind of nice, they're actually indexed, so those go along and fit along the side. And there's only one way that these go in. And then you're going to grab your blade and hub system. And like some of the other pyramids that we carry, go ahead and grab your hub and the blade, grabbing a blade from the base, insert and twist to a 45-degree angle, working your way around. And this one can get a little complicated once you get a few of the blades in. Find the easiest way to actually grab it like that. Once that's complete, you can set that, bring your pyramid back in, again lifting up on the shaft to get it up off the bearing so you don't do any damage, and setting it down, giving it just a little bit of a twist. Then making sure when you set it down it freely spins in both directions and you're ready to go. One trick that you can actually use to determine the size of candles if you don't have anything on hand to measure with is you can actually just use a dime and a nickel. In the large candle holder, if you actually place a dime, you notice how the candle cup actually is still exposed. If you place the dime in the small, the candle cup is actually completely covered up. And then the same thing with the large one. So what you're looking for is to see for the small that the dime covers up the candle cup completely, letting you know that you need a small candle. For the larger size, if your nickel covers up the candle cup, it lets you know that you need a large size candle. So we have 5 different styles of candles. We have the large, the small, the miniature, the celebration, and then 2 different styles of tea lights. For a plastic based one, you're actually going to put that inside the holder, and then a glass one will actually go inside the pyramid. When you're all ready to pack up your pyramid at the end of the season, what you're going to want to go ahead and do is do the exact same steps that we did to put it together, but in reverse order. So starting with, we're going to actually go ahead and remove the hub system and give it a twist, and the shaft should remove. From that, setting that aside, go ahead and remove your 2 candles, setting that aside as well, and then go ahead and grab your box. And from the start of the season when we saved this stuff, inside you should have a piece of tissue paper, plastic bag, paper for the top, and then 2 pieces of cardboard as well that go inside. What you're going to want to go ahead and do is actually start with taking your pyramid and gently setting it down inside the box, grabbing the piece of cardboard with the hole in it, and what that is actually for your propeller. That just clicks into the back and sets down in along the back side. And then we'll go ahead and grab the plastic bag. Wrap up our candles in the tissue. Set that in the bag, as well as the metal shaft. Go ahead and grab our other piece of cardboard, and that sets right down in on top, like so, followed with our accessory bag. And then don't forget the paper on top as well. When you're all ready to pack up this pyramid at the end of the season, what you're going to want to go ahead and do is go inside your box and locate 2 things. One is the 2 pieces of rolled cardboard, which are used to actually lift up the glass point from your bearing to protect it, and 2, which is the base plate of your pyramid. Starting with the rolled cardboard, you're actually going to go ahead and lift up the base of the pyramid and insert that underneath the bottom. Again, that protects the glass dish from any scratch or damage. Once you have that done, you can go ahead and actually remove the propeller system. That just twists off, setting that aside. Grabbing the base plate, lifting the pyramid up and setting it down. And then 2 rubber binders on the candle cups will actually lock it in place around the edge of the cardboard. Then once you have that done, you can actually go inside the box and grab the remainder of the pieces, which include a piece of styrofoam, 2 other pieces of cardboard, and then all your paper to protect the pyramid itself. From there, you can actually go ahead and grab your pyramid on the base plate, setting it down inside the box, and setting that aside for right now. So locating the actual piece of cardboard with the 1 hole in your propeller, that actually locks down on the inside through the top and goes down in the back of the box. And you'll actually notice on the inside of the box, your base plate for your pyramid is actually cut short, so this can sit down flush on the inside. Going from there, you're going to go ahead and take all your packing paper and set that around the outside of the pyramid, protecting it. Again, being sure to watch that point because it is exposed and sharp. Once you have that completed and your pyramid packed up, go ahead and grab a piece of cardboard with the 3 holes, and that sets in on the top. And I find the easiest way to do this is actually put it in at an angle. Go ahead and grab the needle point and then set it in like that. Finally, to complete it, you're going to take that piece of styrofoam, set it on top of the needle point, protecting you and it from damage during transport. There you go. So we're ready to pack up your pyramid at the end of the season. Inside the box, there's 2 things that you're going to want to grab first. First being the 2 pieces of cardboard, and then the plastic bag, which you'll actually put your hub and your blades in. To start with, to actually protect the metal bearing, you're going to want to go ahead and lift up and insert the pieces of cardboard. And that gets the bearing up and off, and this can be a little finicky sometimes, but just hang in with it. Then at the top, grab and twist, and that'll remove your blade system. Then I find the easiest way is to flip it over and grasp it and just go ahead and twist the blades out. And sometimes these might actually be loose just from the heat of the flames drying out the wood. Go ahead and bag those up. And set those aside. Then going inside the box again, you can grab the pieces of cardboard out. And there's 3 inside this one. What's nice is these ones are actually labeled on how you insert them. Before you do that though, go ahead and grab your pyramid and set it down inside the box. Grab your 2 pieces of cardboard and set those in. Then grabbing the top part, go ahead and put your blade and hub system in the cubbies and set that on top. And this pyramid is packed up and ready to go for next year. So at the end of the season, when you're ready to actually pack up your pyramid, go ahead and start with by removing all your candle cups. And then go inside your bag and grab your 2 baggies and your piece of foam. And one of the bags will set the candle cups, setting that aside. And then before we actually mess with the blades, we'll grab the piece of foam, lifting up and setting this down underneath the base. Again, getting it up off the bearing, protecting it for the season. Then at the top here, I'll go ahead and twist it off. And go ahead and start removing your blades. Grab your other bag. Set that inside. Setting that inside. Then go ahead and grab your box. Taking the paper out of it. And go ahead and set your pyramid down inside. Then grab your 2 Visa cardboard, set that down alongside on the inside of the box, wedging the pyramid in the center, protecting it. Go ahead and grab your paper, put that along the outside, and what that does for you is it actually forces those 2 pieces of cardboard into the center. Grab your candle cups and your blades and set those along the outside. And then last but not least, your cardboard protector for the top. And there you go, your pyramid's packed up, ready for another year. Pyramids are available featuring several different themes, including the popular Siphon Church found in Germany, Nativity, Nature, Angels, Santas, and Snowmen.